You are watching my channel Techzone and DIY. Please subscribe to my channel if you have not already done so. Thank you very much. Today's video is to set up the control box for the walk-in cooler. I have two Inkbird digital control units here. One will be used for cold settings, one will be used for the hot settings. And I will need one relay here. This is AC 110 volt relay, which is 2-pole, and this is normally closed as well as normally open, so it can control the units in here. To install all of this stuff, I have selected a box which is 6 by 6 by 4. I got it from Home Depot. These units are almost 3.5 inches long, deep, so no other units is gonna really fit it. The benefit of 6 by 6 is here that I'm gonna install these control units on the right side of this panel. First thing we need to do is basically we have to house these 3 units on this box in here on the front cover, and we're gonna secure them. That is the first step. Once they are secured, then we can make the connections. So let me open this box. So this box is pretty large enough so it can accommodate these units and some wires on the back. So if you see, this is 4-inch deep, but it's still, this is kind of sitting out, you know, there's not much gap. So this is the ideal box to set this up, and it took me quite a bit of time to basically find this unit. And the other stuff is that this is a gasket in here all around, if you see this one. So this is watertight basically, so no moisture can get into these units and play havoc with the electronics inside. So what I'm gonna do is first of all I need to mark this. This is a square, you can put it any size. So basically you need to first of all mark how you're gonna install this stuff, which way is the up, which way is down. So there is a writing in here, so which might disturb something. So I think I'm gonna just install these in here. One here, one here. So that means this way should be up, so I need to mark that. So this is the up, so that I know what I'm doing. Really, I have to be really careful in here because this is not cheap. This is the idea here is to basically stay as economical as possible, and that is the basic idea behind installing these. This is $20 each, or Canadian dollars, maybe $24 or $25 shipped to your home from Amazon. And this one is $10, $15, something like this. So overall expenses is probably $50 or $60, but you have to do some work obviously to and this is very good. You this is a low level hack. This is not like the other market units, I don't want to name that, whereby you have the entire unit, the big unit inside the cold room. I hate to have anything electrical inside the cold room because of the condensation issues and things like that. That is not a low level hack. That is a very crude way to manage the temperature or manage the unit. So I'm not using that. The second reason I'm not using that is because it's pretty expensive, like $250, $300 sometimes, and that's a very crude way to to basically work around this stuff. So once you know the basics after this video, you would know that what I'm doing in here is a very secure way of doing things, and this is one of the low-level hacks. So that means whatever you want, this unit is gonna do exactly the same thing. If you see this cover, there are some corners in here, in there, all of these places, so we need to avoid those corners and then install. And then second thing is, this unit is gonna be like this. So from outside, this unit is gonna go something like this from outside, and then there is some corners, extended corners in here, which is gonna hold this unit in place. And then there are these tabs which will slide in and then hold it together. So this is how it's gonna be. So first thing, I need to find out the exact measurements. I want them to be sitting exactly the same width from everywhere, so they look exactly the symmetrical. So let me do it this way in here. So I'm just avoiding these corners, so I will mark the line in here so that I avoid all these corners, and then they sit inside. And then once this is in there, I'm gonna put this inside here. So this is how it's gonna look like, something like this. And this relay is gonna stay as is here, so I need to secure it probably with hot glue. Hot glue should be fine, or maybe I will use the construction glue, any really which can hold it together so it doesn't fall off. And I will cut the holes here into this cover, and then push these units when the holes are there from outside, and then secure them. So once that is done, then I will come back to make the connections. As you have noticed, I have put down a cloth underneath so that the outside of this doesn't get scratched. I don't want this to get scratched at all. This is very fine finish. It's a matte finish, very nice. So whatever cutting I'm gonna do, I will do it from inside. So if there is a slips or something, some marks, that will be totally inside. And then I think we'll be in a good position to install these units. There will be two LEDs that I'm gonna use. This is to indicate whether the compressor is on circuit wise. I would know by the noise, but then it will tell me that this is for the compressor. If there is any fault with the AC, it will tell me that this is on. That means the cool settings are on, the compressor should run. This is for the hot, so this will tell me when the heater is on, so that I know that the heater is on now. And then this will go off. When this comes on, this will go off. And I need to make some holes for them in here nicely. Once I have put these together, then I'm gonna measure where exactly these LEDs are gonna be. So they will be installed from here and there. So I will have two of them, one. So, and as I said before, when the lockdown opens and I am able to go to the store, so I'm gonna install an on-off switch in here, the round one, so that the mains that go into these units that can be controlled from that switch. I can switch it off or switch it on. So you see here, this is the exact mark in here. So I will put this in here again and then confirm whether this is good. Yeah, this matches perfectly. And this slot that I'm gonna cut into this piece doesn't have to be tight. So if it is 1 mm or couple of mm's more, then these units are gonna slide it nicely. All right, so this part is done. Now I have to find a place for the LEDs. Okay, so LED basically will go one in the center here, another in the center here. They should be symmetrical, so that they look exactly in the center. So I'm gonna find with after the cut they might be little off, so I'm gonna find exact center in here and exact center in here, and then put two holes for the LEDs. These LEDs, they have a collar here, so the collar is wider and this is smaller, so once you put that in, it's gonna sit nicely in. So I have to I will first do a pilot hole, a little bit of that, maybe 2 mm, and then I'm gonna use the smaller bit just to make a hole whereby this will fit in. All right, so this plate is done. So I put all the holes in here. Very nice. The first thing I will discuss is how to prepare these LEDs. They will be directly connected to 110 volts. Okay, so let me discuss that. So for these LEDs to work with 110 volt, this is very low. This is maybe 5 milliamp LED, the very low powered LED. So for this one you need a resistor which is 220 kilo ohms. Remember, 220 kilo ohms. They will work fine with 110 volts. So what you have to do, you have to connect these resistors on the positive side of it, and then attach a wire to it, and then put a heat shrink around it, and then wrap it up. And once that is done, then you go and then attach the negative side of the LED with the black wire, because the black wire will go to the negative side. But this will be directly connected to AC, so it really doesn't matter to the LED, but as a principle, this is what you should do. So let me put these connections together and I will show it to you how it looks. I have soldered these LEDs together, and now I have to do just heat shrink them. These LEDs are kind of sensitive. They are plastic, so they are not glass, so we have to be careful. Don't apply too much heat, else they will melt and will go bad, and then you have to do all over again. So let me do the heat shrink. Low power. So if you see what I had done, I applied it and then pull it back, apply, pull it back. So now I have to test whether they are still running. All right, so both of them are good. So I just have to put another one in here because something is exposed, and then so these LEDs are ready to be installed, but I will keep these until I have finished all the wirings, so the LEDs will go in last in here. And first thing I need to install is the units. Next thing I need to do is this is up in here, so I have to install the cold one, the cold setting unit that I already set this up, you know, in my testing, but I will tell you how to do it. So first thing first is I need to put this all the way in and make sure they are totally in. So this is gone in, great. And then you put this in as well, very nice. So once you have this in, so you need to remove these caps in here. This is for the connectors protector. And alright, so I removed the covers in here. So next thing I have to do is basically push these in. So this goes, I think, like this. You need to push these things in. They go like this. No, they go like this. See these ones in here, so you push this in and there is a spring, plastic spring in here. Now it's tight. Same thing with this one. And same thing on this side. So this is gonna just hold it together. Alright, you see, so this is not going anywhere, this is not moving now. So just make sure it goes all the way in. It does. So these are all the way in. So this is how it's gonna look from outside. Look, very pretty, very clean. And inside is gonna be a mess in a moment. There will be wires everywhere. So the legend for the wires, where goes what, is already described in here, right? So these two are for the power, these two are the sensors, these two are through the relay for the hot settings, these two are the for the cold settings. And this mark will help me which one is what. So the top one is the cold settings and the bottom one is the hot settings, but I will put the mark in here anyways. I will write it down so that I don't make any mistakes. Once you start doing the connection, then you can get disoriented very quickly. At least I do. So I put down this is cold and this is hot, so that I don't make silly mistakes. And then I have to basically reopen and do everything again, so that's not good. All right, so next thing I have to basically put this relay in somewhere in the center here. I'm gonna use the industrial glue in here, a little bit of that, so that it does not come off while in operation. It should not, but it's still to be on the safe side. And then I'm gonna use hot glue to put this together quickly, and in the meantime it will keep set. So I have applied the hot glue here, set up the LEDs. Underneath this one is the construction glue, but for now I am holding it in place so that it doesn't move, and the construction glue is gonna dry up in kind of 24 hours. And this is how it looks in the front. The two LEDs, one red, blue, and I'm gonna just attach it that way. So I cleaned up this space and made a room for this box to go in, like this, to go in. And I had to drill in 2 holes on the side. This is really sturdy material here. So if you see this one, these holes here, they align with a flex conduit and the power wire. So for the power wire I have smaller hole, and for the flex I have a 5/8 hole. So I'm gonna run these wires inside this box here, take these wires in, and then I'm gonna put one screw on the left and one screw on the top to secure this box. And once this box is secured, I'm gonna fill it around with a spray foam. So I secured this box in here. If you see, this is horizontal, right, and this one is vertical. This one is vertical. So this big box is secured. See, if you see this one, this is 5/8. That is a conduit coming from AC. These are the main wires coming in. So this box is nice and secured. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.